everybody, welcome back to Born in a Barn. In today's episode, we're talking about spring planting. This will be the last episode for a while. I'm headed back to New Mexico, but when I'm back in the fall, we'll certainly do an episode or two during that time. So stay tuned, keep your eye on the YouTube page, and you can, of course, watch my website, clarabime.com, and social media. If you liked the music that was in this series, then you should know that an album is coming out of all of these tunes on May 1st, so just around the corner. You can get that at clarabiam.bandcamp.com, and of course I will put that on my website, etc. So please do grab that album when it comes out. I think that's all. Thank you so much for being along for the ride of this first season of Born in a Barn. And here we go, spring planting.
So Dan is starting to dig the new seeding ground on the second pass. So we dug it once this spring already before we spread fertilizer on it. And I already spread on this, so now Dan's digging it the final pass just to smooth it off real nice before we go across it with the grain drill, so that when the hay starts growing, it'll be smooth for cutting with the disc spine and we can drive faster then. Mm-hmm. So, and then here Dad's spreading fertilizer on some of their ground. Before we made one pass with the digger out here, and then we'll do another one after before we seed. But Dad's spreading potash and calcium sulfate, I believe, on here, and that's just to get the new seeding started off good so the alfalfa grows good. But what he does is he's supposed to drive 50 feet apart. It's a 50-foot spread on the spreader, and we don't have GPS or anything fancy, so you just drive and guess, and it comes out pretty close.
I actually cut where I just cut the clips. He stopped and then stepped it off so that he had approximately the right spacing there.
Yep. Okay, so here we're changing the setting on the grain drill so that we run the right amount of oats out, and you just gotta switch the chains around and stuff to get it set right, and it just takes time. One of those things you hate doing, and you just get over it and get it done. Mm-hmm. So now I'm backing up to the oats wagon, and
it was almost raining that day.
Yeah.
That's Dad's feeling the raindrops there.
Yeah. And so we're gonna run some oats into the grain drill so that we can go plant them. And this is just a pretty slick way to fill the grain drill up. We haven't ever put oats in the fertilizer wagon before, but it worked pretty good. So the oats go in the big box on the grain drill because we put about 3 bushel out there, so per acre. So this grain drill holds about 30 bushel of oats, and then we can go over 10 acres with it. And then you just kind of got to watch when you're going along the field and make sure you don't run out anywhere. Mm-hmm. But these were oats that Dad grew last year, and we just used them out of the bin. And then what I'm pouring in now is alfalfa seed, and those go in the small boxes on the front because it just takes... These seeds are so much smaller than the oats, and you run out about 15 pounds of oats per acre. And when we first start planting for the season, it's really hard to see the alfalfa seed come out of the tube. So Uncle Dan rides on the back of the grain drill for a little bit to watch the alfalfa seed drop out and make sure they're all going, because sometimes those tubes plug up and then your seed doesn't get put out into the ground. So Dan rides around on there for a little bit just because he likes to anyways.
So you're planting both oats and alfalfa at the same time.
Yep. Yep.
And what comes up first, and how do you crop them?
The alfalfa will sprout first, but alfalfa grows really slow when it's a new plant. And so the alfalfa sprouts and you get the first 2 leaves coming up, and they're just teeny tiny. I mean, they're smaller than a pinhead. And then the oats will come up usually in about 10 days, depending on the warmth and the moisture situation. But then the oats will really take off, and they'll get a lot bigger than the alfalfa. The alfalfa takes a long time to establish. So then the oats, if it's a good year and they stay standing and there isn't weeds in them, because we can't spray them, because we're organic, and we will combine them for oats so that we have seed for next year, and we feed some to the calves and whatnot. And then the alfalfa will grow back, and that's what we make hay out of for the cows.